Hi guys, welcome to the channel talking all things Zelda. And I just wanted to get one final no spoilers theory in before the release of Tears of the Kingdom, and a huge detail I've spotted in the final trailer. I'm going to miss theorizing, but I've got lots of great post-launch content plans to look forward to for Tears of the Kingdom and other games in the Zelda series. And just a reminder to enter my giveaway if you would like to. Details pinned to my Twitter, which is linked below. Right, so let's crack on with this video, and to start with, this mode of travel right here, and why I think it's going to have some significance in the story of Tears of the Kingdom. And you'll want to stick around until the end to hear how these ideas connect together nicely, and of course that huge detail. For returning viewers, you've heard me bang on about how I believe there will be connections with Skyward Sword, and that the recent re-release of Skyward Sword was no accident on Nintendo's behalf, their clear objective being to re-familiarise the Zelda fanbase with the events of that game. So I think this giant glider type device is a modern day Loftwing. And why do I think this? A few reasons. Firstly, there is no glue holding this new Loftwing together in the same way that a vehicle made using the Ultra Hand ability would have. Secondly, look at the markings and the shape of it, giant bird-like in design. And if we look closely, this particular glider has red trims, perhaps showing the connection to the initial hero's red Loftwing, one which was unique to the Link of that era. Thirdly, look at the way Link lands on it. He has not built this thing and launched it from somewhere, most likely after a lot of trial and error, if my limited time with Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts was anything to go by. Link has instead landed on this from above, and to do so he will have whistled for it. There's a reason his skydiving animation looks so similar to Skyward Sword. Look at the similarities here. In that game, the Loftwing would also swoop in to pick up Link after hearing his whistle. I also don't think it's a coincidence that the branding for Tears of the Kingdom prominently shows the Loftwing symbol. Yes, I know it's the Hylian royal family's crest, but I feel they have really drawn out and accentuated the Loftwing markings. It's hard to say for sure what would have happened to the original Loftwings, but perhaps they are now extinct. Skyward Sword was set tens of thousands of years before Tears of the Kingdom, remember? So where exactly has this glider come from then? Well, I think that, based on the colour scheme, the green and gold shown by the Zonai constructs and devices, we can devise that this new glider or new Loftwing has Zonai origin. If the Zonai were aware of the Loftwings and knew that they were dying out, might they have used Zonai magic to preserve the essence of the Loftwing for the hero and the royal family within these glider devices? But why would the Zonai want to preserve them, other than by virtue of them being majestic creatures? Well, to discover how this links into the overarching story of Tears of the Kingdom, we should look at what the Loftwings in the Skyward Sword era symbolised. Loftwings were a symbol of the divine protection granted by the goddess Hylia. In the initial war, pieces of the surface world were lifted up into the sky to form sky islands and protect the people from the evil that now dwelled below. For all we know, there is still a civilization up in the sky. Civilizations have even featured previously in the series. Think City in the Sky in Twilight Princess. The Zonai, therefore, knowing the Loftwing's importance and the protection given to the citizens of Hyrule, or Skyloft and what came before, the citizens who rode the Loftwings, the Zonai knew they had to help the kingdom preserve this divine protection. Maybe the Loftwings are not extinct, but simply distance themselves from human connection over time, ascending further into the sky, no longer seeing the humans as worthy of forging a relationship with. And the Zonai had no choice but to build these gliders as a means of travelling through the skies, modelling them on the great Loftwings, a throwback to the glory days of old, when Loftwing and human were one. In the days of Skyward Sword, a Loftwing and its rider would have a special connection, as the people from Skyloft considered themselves to be one half of a pair, until they were made whole by the Loftwings. What I'm hoping therefore is that there is some thread thread of the story in Tears of the Kingdom that revolves around Link earning a Loftwing, proving himself worthy, ascending high into the skies to track one down, acting as the beacon of light, and showing to both Hylia and the Loftwings that the people of Hyrule are still worth saving. Before I get onto the huge detail I spotted in just a moment, take a closer look at Link's wingsuit and note the appearance of red feathers with white tips, akin to the Loftwing the Skyward Sword Link bonded with. And where exactly has he got this Loftwing wingsuit from? Well, here's where it gets really interesting. Look at this clip here. Can you see the huge detail? How about if I zoom in on it? The figurehead of the ship. That is a Loftwing. I don't see what else it could be, and the ship itself is using wings to stay aloft. Even what we assume is a docking station shows a pillar that resembles a red Loftwing's wing. Are the Loftwings therefore still out there somewhere, up in the vast expanse of the sky? And could these ships be bearing and manned by the Sky People? So, who are this mysterious race, and what is their fascination with the Loftwings? And what about this for a theory? What if the Loftwings have not in fact become extinct, and the Zonai's fascination with the Loftwings can be easily explained? What if the Loftwings have evolved over time and actually became the Zonai? The Zonai didn't exist in the initial ages, remember, and it would explain the Zonai's connection with the Triforce and the goddess Hylia. It would also explain the glider or the modern Loftwing, in the sense that the Loftwings, having evolved into the Zonai, might not have wished to have human riders anymore, so instead developed the Zonai gliders for them. Incredibly interesting stuff. Obtaining a Loftwing, or at least a meeting with a Loftwing, would certainly be an awesome reward for progressing through the game. Wrapping up then, just a quick theory to keep the excitement ticking and pass the time until Friday, a day we have all been looking forward to for so many years now. I'll be uploading one more video before release date, focusing on pure hype and of course absolutely no spoilers. I really need your help on my road to 1,000 subscribers, so if you could help me out and hit that subscribe button, I promise to strive to produce engaging content for you guys, because I am genuinely so passionate about the worlds Eiji Aonuma and the rest of the Zelda team have created throughout the series. I want this channel to be as interactive as possible, so comment down below to let me know your own thoughts. Please also help me out and subscribe, and I'll throw some more awesome content your way soon on all things Zelda. Thanks, have a good one, and catch you next time.